What you guys have to kind of understand is that I've been doing this YouTube channel for a little less than a year, and hopefully like you've evolved and are starting to kind of grow with me, and I've earned a little bit of your trust hopefully over the last 8 or 9 months of having this channel out there. I too have also evolved and grown. As a lot of you guys know, I offer self-direct help. And in the bottom of my heart, I know that I've helped a lot of people. The service is free of charge. The goal on this channel really doesn't have anything to do with monetary currently. I do it because I want to. I could have just continued on with my investment career, and I would have been fine doing so. But this YouTube channel allowed me to voice the benefits of self-directed investing direct to consumer, okay? And I feel like there's a significant lack of information out there on this particular topic. And so I'm doing this for you guys. I sit back all too often and I watch other YouTube channels. You guys can tune into any of my related content channels. I highly endorse any one of them. All really, really good folks putting out really, really good content that I believe in and I endorse. We're all different, no doubt about it, but we're all really good and we're all sincere. And I think the intent of each and every one of my related channels are aimed at helping people. And I sit back sometimes and I think of, are we missing the message here? If you're a new investor and you watch all the YouTube channels out there, you get bombarded with a lot of information like, what top 3 stocks to buy or how to invest $1,000. And you turn the video off and you're like, Jesus, how do I go about doing that? Is the integrity of the information coming through so good that I can feel comfortable with deploying this in my particular life? So I've had this in the back of my mind for the last few months of doing the channel. And I thought, you know what? I'm just the guy to do this. I'm just the guy to break down your investment options into 3 different categories. All right? And this will be the first installment of a 3-part installment where I roll out and introduce to you guys my portfolio options for you guys. It's going to be very simple. There's going to be option C, B, and A. We're going to be covering option C today, all right? And a lot of you guys are probably sitting back and going, yes, finally, somebody's going to deliver some meat and potatoes for me. I'm excited about investing. I know to start the self-directed Roth IRA account, Ryan, I'm square. But what do I do now? What assets do I house within this particular account that you keep talking about all the time? We're going to answer those questions on this particular rollout of option C, guys. Welcome to the Independent Investor Channel. My name is Ryan. We're filming from New York City, New York. This is going to be called option C. And option C is going to be my rollout installment for conservative investors. There's going to be a couple things that I'm going to expect you guys to do. If you guys have paid attention to me and have been with the channel for a while, you've known that I've put out installments on assessing risk tolerance. And I put those out there just as a general guide. The risk tolerance factors from 0 to 10, it really helps me understand, whether or not you're comfortable investing in Tesla or you want to invest in Procter & Gamble. That right there tells me an awful lot, all right? But how do we utilize risk tolerance to strategize and build a model portfolio? That becomes a little bit more difficult. And I'm going to push out this information to you guys, and I'm going to push it out to you rapid fire, all right? But by the end of this video, you're really going to understand which option is going to be best for you on the Independent Investor Channel, and I'm going to provide the opportunity for you guys to explore your options, okay? That's anything that we ever want to do in any purchase that we make. When we're buying real estate, we want to explore our options. When we're buying a car, we want to explore our options. Unfortunately, all too often, I find that we do not explore our options when it comes down to our financial situation. We always find that we're getting some sort of false security by going in and allowing a financial planner to manage our money for us, and then we forget about it. And as I teach on this channel all the time, that can be one of the most costly decisions that you can actually make. All right? So guys, this is going to be my rollout of the first installment of being a conservative investor. And the way that I've broken this information down is very, very simple. To be a conservative investor, you need to have a risk tolerance from 1 to 4, okay? Now, I have a range of risk tolerance between 0 and 10, okay? This is going to be from a 1 to a 4. That is what is going to put you into a conservative investment class. And I don't want you to look at this as being just because you're conservative, you're somehow not going to enjoy appreciation in the stock market. No, 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 no. The whole idea here behind self-assessing yourself as a conservative investor is try to align who you are as an individual. And unless I sit with you or unless I converse with you over the phone, I'm not going to know that. So what I'm doing is basically providing you a roadmap to self-assess whether or not you are a conservative investor or not, all right? Whether or not you feel comfortable taking a stock into a downturn, whether or not you want to lose money. Would you feel comfortable losing money? Would you feel comfortable investing in single stock? Do you, by nature of your education about the stock market, want to enter into the stock market as a conservative investor with the anticipation that maybe somewhere down the line you can increase or elevate your level of risk tolerance, right? These are all fair questions. But this option C is really, really important for me to understand if your risk tolerance is from 1 to 4, all right? I've broken down the categories within option C into 5 different categories, okay? So very simple to remember. I've broken it down into 5 categories as appropriate to reflect 2 aspects, all right? Number 1 is going to be your age, all right? Now, I do deal with a lot of folks, and I'm going to be coming out with videos specific to teenage investor options, which they are out there. It's going to be with regard to the transferability program of certain steward programs that are out there. I've done a significant amount of research on this topic, and I'm actually going to be switching it from my kids and putting them into a stewardship investment program that I'm just going to give to them when they get to the vesting age, which can be 18 or 21. But I started option C categories with the first age bracket of 18 to 30, okay? So if you fall within that age bracket and you have a risk tolerance of 1 to 4, you're gonna fall into category 1, okay? That's the very beginning, and I've made this sequentially, so it's very, very simple to kind of understand. If you're in category 1, you're in between 18 to 30, and you're like, okay, that's cool, I'm easy with that. And the second criteria of category 1 is if you're if you have $0 to $10,000 to invest, okay? So that's my bracket. And what I'm going to do for you guys is if you're in option C, category 1, very simple, right? Based on your age, your risk tolerance, and the amount of investing capital that you have. The amount of investing capital, that's going to basically tell me what model portfolio to have you look at. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these portfolios out there to say, here are your list of options if you are indeed an option C investor. If you're a conservative investor, here are some of the suite of stocks that you should be looking at, okay? Now the categories break down sequentially from 30 to 40. Anybody who's 30 to 40 with $0 to $100,000 to invest, you're still in option C. I'm going to build a portfolio for you guys. And the third category is 40 to 50. 4 is 50 to 60. And then for my 60 to 70 crowd, I've also got you in a conservative bracket from 0 to 1 million invested. There's a wide range there. And that's anticipation of some of my investors that in my 60s and 70s, I could build a portfolio for somebody who's 80 years old. I was just hit with a comment this morning from one of my investors who was 51 years old, and she was like, it's too late in my career. And I said, nah, back up the truck. 51 years old, man, you're young, you're ready to go, you're good. And I think there's a lot of folks in their 50s to 60, 60s to 70, 70 to 80 who would just as soon get some exposure to the stock market and buy some single stocks for a lot of different reasons. Obviously, I talk about setting your particular goal, right, for those particular accounts. but why should you not have exposure to those? And I've built those portfolios in a model sense to be reflective of what you could potentially invest in if you're between 60 and 70 with, let's say, $750,000 to invest, or $500,000 or $250,000 or $100,000 to invest. Maybe you have $100,000 extra and you're 60 to 70. I could have a model portfolio built for you based on what your goals are for that particular model portfolio. Guys, if this is your first time tuning in to the Independent Investor channel, I encourage you to subscribe to the channel, man. Leave your comments at the bottom. I will be rolling out a succession of videos explaining more about my option C, B, and A. And this is just to help you guys kind of identify where you are in your investing life based on your age, your risk tolerance, and your investment capital. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I've identified many, many different themes in my self-help and in my comments with my group. And the themes are, where do I invest? I'm this age. I have this much to invest. I have this much in income. Guys, this will help kind of streamline and kind of let you guys know what category of investment you're in and what option is going to be the most appropriate for you going forward as we build these model portfolios and tailor them to your specific needs. Guys, if you know anybody out there is looking to get involved in the stock market, share the link out there with anybody that you know that may not know where to start, maybe looking for some baseline introductory information on how to get involved in the stock market. Share the link with them, guys. Hit the thumbs up button for me, guys. And again, hit the subscribe button to support the channel. You'll be notified of any future videos I put on YouTube, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to this rollout of option C, the conservative option for conservative investors. Thank you again for tuning in, and good luck in your investment future.